Okay, today we're going to go over the dilation practice worksheet. So look at number 1. Okay, rectangle W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime is the image of a rectangle W, X, Y, Z after a dilation. What is the center of dilation, or what is the scale factor of the dilation? So if the center of dilation is at the origin. So you're going to look at the lengths of the straight lines, and you're going to look for the scale factor of new over old. So the new length is going to be W prime and X prime. The old length would be WX. So if you look at the length from between both of these, you find out the length on the coordinate plane by counting. So you have 1, 2, 4, and this side length is 2. So you have 4 over 2. And so you divide, so the scale factor would be C, which is 2. You divide this. All right, if you look at number 3, rectangle A prime, B prime, C prime is the image of a rectangle ABCD after a dilation. The center of dilation is the origin. What is the scale factor of the dilation? So we're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to put new over old, and we're going to pick one of these side lengths. Okay, these are all straight lines, so I could pick either one. Over here I pick some horizontal lines, and I'm going to pick vertical lines. So I'm going to do B prime, D prime for new, and then BD for old. So B prime, D prime, if you count, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and BD is just 1. So you have 3 over 1. So then the scale factor would be 3. Okay, going back to number 2. Okay, it says triangle NOP below will be dilated with the origin as the center of dilation and a scale factor of 1/2. What will be the coordinates of the vertices of the dilated image N prime, O prime, P prime? So before you can figure out what the new coordinates would be, you need to come over to the side and write the original coordinates. Okay, these are the original coordinates x, y, and they're dilated by a scale factor of 1/2. So you're going to multiply everything by 1/2 x and 1/2 y. So my original coordinates for n would be 2, 2. O would be 4, 2. P would be 8, 10. Okay, so you're going to take each of these and you're going to multiply by 1/2. Okay, so do 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 4, 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 8, 1/2 times 10. Okay, if you can't see what 1/2 times each of these coordinates is, you can come over to the side and do the math. Like, let's say we take 1/2 times 2. So we do 1/2 times 2. Well, we know 2 is a whole number, so we have to put a 1 underneath. 1 times 2 is 2. And 2 times 1 is 2. So we're going to multiply across and divide, and that gives us 1. So my new coordinates for n prime, when I multiply by 1/2, are going to be 1, 1. So now I have to find my coordinates for O prime. so I'm going to multiply by 1/2 again. So if I have 1/2 times 4, 4 is the whole number, so I got to put a 1 underneath it and multiply across. So 4 over 2, that makes 2. So my coordinates for O prime would be 2. And we already multiplied 2 times 1/2 up here, so we know that this one is going to also be 1. And then P prime, we're going to do 1/2 times 8 and 1/2 times 10. So we're going to put a 1 underneath these and just multiply across. So 10 over 2 equals 5, and 8 over 2 equals 4. So those are our new coordinates for P prime. So it's going to be actually 4 and 5. So we're going to find the best answer, which our best answer would be C. And then number 4 says triangle RST below will be dilated with the origin as the center of dilation and a scale factor of 4. What will be the coordinates of the vertices of dilated image RST be? So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the original X and Y for RST, okay, and you're going to find each coordinate. So for R, we have 1, 3. For S, 3, 3. And for T, 2, 1. Okay, and the scale factor is 4, so the rule is going to be you're going to multiply each coordinate by 4. We can go across, when we have a scale factor of a whole number, it's easier. So we can just look at these and say, okay, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So we can do R prime would be 4, 12. S prime would be 12, 12, because we're multiplying 3 times 4. T prime would be 8 and 4. So our answer for number 4 would be A. All right, number 5 is a little different. Okay, it says quadrilateral prime J, prime K, prime L, prime M is the image of a quadrilateral JKLMN after a dilation. Point K is the center of dilation. So you want to underline this to keep that in mind. What is the scale factor of the dilation? Okay, usually with dilations, we can usually write our fraction and set it up as new over old. When we have a different point of dilation, you can't do that. So when we find out the scale factor, we have to look at what our straight lines are. Okay, so our straight lines, J prime to K prime, and then we're going to count. We're going to count how long J prime, K prime is. Okay, when you count each of these segments, you get 6 over 3. Okay, so the scale factor for this one, you can only get if you look at the straight line segments. You can't look at the diagonals, okay? You have to look at only the straight line segments. So the scale factor for this one would be 2. Okay, because the original figure is smaller, and when we dilate it, it made it 2 times bigger. Okay, number 6 says triangle ABC is dilated with a scale factor of 4, and the center of dilation is the origin, if the coordinates of the vertices of triangle ABC are A 4, 8, B 12, 8, C 16, 20, what are the coordinates of the vertices of the image after the dilation? So with each of these coordinates, you are going to take them and multiply them by 4 for the X and 4 for the Y. So you're going to look at these and say 4 times 4, 4 times 8, 4 times 12, 4 times 8, 4 times 16, 4 times 20. And you're going to find the best answer. So the best answer would be A. Because when you multiply all those coordinates by 4, you get A prime 16 and 32, B prime 48 and 32, C prime 64 and 80. Okay, number 7 says triangle ABC has vertices 1, 6, B is 5, 4, C is 3, 1. Triangle ABC will be dilated by a scale factor of 3 with the center of dilation at the origin. Find the coordinates of the vertice of the dilated image. Show your work. Okay, so I went ahead and plotted my coordinates that were up here. Okay, so those are my original coordinates. Now I need to find my new coordinates. I have to make sure I put the prime symbol for each of these. Okay, the rule is that you are going to multiply each of these coordinates by 3. So it would be 3, go from xy to 3x and 3 times y. So each of these you're going to multiply by 3. You're going to take each of your coordinates and multiply by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3, 6 times 3 is 18, 5 times 3 is 15, 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1 is 3. So you're going to plot these new coordinates. Okay, so you would plot the new coordinates. The new coordinates for A prime would be at 3:18, B prime would be at 15:12, C prime would be at 9:3. Okay, and then you could see that your new image is 3 times bigger. And you have to make sure for each of these that you guys put the prime symbol when you dilate the image.
I tried